Welcome to another deep dive. Today we're going to be looking at Infuyo,
Infuyo.
an African agri-fintech company that's really making waves in the world of social entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
And we've got this really insightful article written by Bernard Jothy,
Okay.
who's the CEO of Infuyo.
Right.
And he's reflecting on his experience with the Ashoka Visionary Program.
Okay, cool.
So get ready to learn about how they are empowering farmers and changing the entire landscape of African agriculture,
Right.
but doing it in a way that really kind of focuses on the triple bottom line:
Okay.
people, planet, and profit.
Yeah. It's really fascinating how they've been able to blend that cutting edge technology with a deep commitment to social impact.
Yeah,
It's not just about making a profit. They're really trying to create a more equitable and sustainable future for African agriculture.
for sure. For sure. So let's start with the basics.
Okay.
What exactly is Ashoka?
So
And why was this program so transformative for Infuyo?
Ashoka is kind of like a global talent scout for social entrepreneurs.
Right.
They go out and they identify these individuals who have really groundbreaking ideas for social problems
Got it.
and provide them with the resources and support to scale their impact.
Interesting.
So for Infuyo, the Visionary Program was like a crash course in social impact strategy and leadership.
Wow.
It helped them to refine their vision, build a powerful network, and get the tools they needed to measure their success.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So how impactful do you think that type of support is for companies like Infuyo?
Oh, it can be incredibly impactful because, oftentimes these social entrepreneurs have brilliant ideas and a ton of passion, but they may lack the infrastructure or the connections to really take their work to the next level.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
So having an organization like Ashoka come alongside them and say, hey, we believe in you, we're going to give you the tools and resources you need to succeed,
Okay.
that can really be a game changer.
For sure. So let's talk about Infuyo's mission.
Okay.
They emphasize what they call the 3 Ps:
Right.
people, planet, and profit.
Yeah.
Can you kind of unpack that for us?
Think of it as like a Venn diagram
Okay.
where all 3 of those circles overlap. So you've got people, you've got planet, and you've got profit, and right there in the middle is Infuyo.
Got it.
They believe that to create lasting change, you need to address all 3 elements simultaneously.
Wow.
So they're not just about financial returns, they're about empowering people and protecting the planet.
That's a really powerful concept.
Yeah.
So how does this 3 Ps approach actually play out in Infuyo's work? Let's start with people.
Okay.
How are they actually empowering farmers in a tangible way?
So Infuyo is really laser focused on providing those smallholder farmers with the financial tools they need to thrive.
Right.
So imagine you have a farmer in rural Kenya.
Okay.
He has the potential to significantly increase his yields but lacks access to credit.
Yeah.
Infuyo steps in and provides a mobile banking solution
Right.
that allows him to securely save money, access microloans, and even purchase crop insurance, all from his phone.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah, it's a game changer.
It really is.
It's about more than just giving handouts. It's about creating a system where farmers can take control of their financial futures.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But how does the digital credit scoring work?
Okay.
Especially for those farmers who might not have traditional credit histories.
That's where Infuyo gets really innovative.
Okay.
They use what's called alternative data points
Alternative.
to assess creditworthiness.
Okay.
So things like farm-size crop yields, even mobile phone usage patterns.
Oh.
These can provide surprisingly accurate insights into a farmer's financial behavior
Okay.
and ability to repay loans.
So it's like they're creating a whole new financial ecosystem tailored specifically to the needs of these farmers.
Exactly.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
Now, what about planet?
Right.
How does environmental stewardship factor into Infuyo's model?
Infuyo understands that sustainable agriculture is critical for the long-term well-being of both people and the planet.
Okay.
So they're promoting climate-resilient farming practices. And they're helping farmers access the financing they need for environmentally friendly inputs.
Can you give us a specific example of how they're doing that?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Njothi mentions a pilot program where they help farmers invest in drought-resistant seeds and water-efficient irrigation systems.
Wow.
Not only did this help to protect the environment, but it also increased yields and income for those farmers.
So it's a win-win.
It's a win-win for both people and planet.
That's a perfect example of how the 3 Ps can work together to create that positive feedback loop.
Exactly.
Now let's talk about profit.
Okay.
It might seem a little counterintuitive when talking about social impact.
Yeah.
But why is financial sustainability so crucial for an organization like Infuyo?
Because lasting impact requires more than just good intentions.
Okay.
It requires resources.
Makes sense.
And Fuyo needs to be profitable in order to grow, expand their reach, and continue to innovate.
Gotcha.
So the Ashoka program really helped them to refine their business model
Right.
and make sure that they could balance their social and environmental goals with financial viability.
It's like they're proving that doing good and doing well can actually go hand in hand.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
So let's dive a little deeper into how the Ashoka program shaped Mfuyo's approach.
Okay.
Jyoti highlights a few specific modules that were really impactful.
Right.
The first one is new leadership.
Okay.
What exactly did they learn from this module? And how did it change Jyothi's perspective?
The new leadership module challenged Jyothi to think beyond traditional leadership models.
Okay.
And embrace what's called adaptive leadership.
Adaptive leadership.
It's about being flexible,
Okay.
empowering others, and responding effectively to those constant changes and challenges in the social impact space.
So it sounds like it pushed him to step outside of his comfort zone a little bit.
Absolutely.
Develop a leadership style that was more agile
Right.
and responsive.
Exactly. And it wasn't just about Jyothi himself.
Okay.
It was about creating that culture of leadership within Mfuyu,
Got it.
where everyone felt empowered to contribute and innovate.
That's so important for any organization.
Yes.
Especially one working in such a complex and ever-evolving field like agri-fintech.
Absolutely. It's crucial.
Speaking of complex challenges, Jyoti also highlights the systems change module.
Right.
How did that impact Mfuyo's thinking?
This module was a real eye-opener for Mfuyo.
Okay.
It taught them to view challenges not as isolated incidents, but as part of larger systemic issues.
Oh, interesting.
So instead of just treating the symptoms, they learned to identify the root causes and develop more holistic solutions.
So it's about understanding how everything is interconnected,
Yeah,
taking a more strategic approach to solving those problems.
precisely. And this shift in thinking is evident in everything Mfuyo does,
Yeah.
from their product design to their partnerships.
Now, another module that really stood out to me was impact and business modeling.
Okay.
How did this module help Mfuyo find that sweet spot between social impact and financial sustainability?
This module gave them the tools to really measure their success
Okay.
and make sure that they weren't just making assumptions about their impact.
Right.
They learned how to track key metrics like increases in farmer income,
Right.
improvements in food security,
Oh, yeah.
to really demonstrate that their work was truly making a
It's
difference.
about being accountable.
Exactly.
Not just to investors, but to the communities they serve.
Absolutely. And it's not just about measuring outputs. It's about understanding the outcomes.
Okay.
What are the real tangible changes happening in people's lives as a result of Mfuyo's work?
Okay, and finally, there's a module that might seem a little unexpected. The art of storytelling.
Right.
Why was this so impactful for Mfuyo?
Storytelling is such a powerful tool for any organization,
Yeah.
but it's especially critical for social enterprises.
Okay.
It's about connecting with people on an emotional level and making them care about your mission.
Right.
This module helped Mfuyo to articulate their vision more compellingly and communicate their commitment to the 3 Ps in a way that really resonated with stakeholders.
So it's about going beyond just the facts and figures
Yeah,
and tapping into the heart of what they're trying to achieve.
precisely. And that's what makes Mfuyo so compelling.
Okay.
They're not just talking about financial products.
Yep.
They're talking about empowering people, protecting the planet, and creating a better future for American agriculture.
And Njati mentions a few others
Yes.
that were impactful for Mfuyo.
Partnership and co-creation,
Uh-huh.
which really helped them to understand the power of collaboration.
Okay.
Then there was funding and scaling,
Okay.
exploring different strategies for securing resources and growing the organization while staying true to their mission.
Yeah.
And of course, the overarching theme of social entrepreneurship itself,
Okay.
which deepened their understanding of what it means to be a successful social enterprise in today's world.
So Ashoka covers a pretty wide range of topics.
Yes, it's very comprehensive.
Equipping these social entrepreneurs with that set of skills and knowledge that they need.
Exactly. It's not just about running a business. It's about leading a movement for change.
That's a great point, and that's exactly what Mfuyo is doing. They're pioneers in the world of social impact,
Yes, they are.
proving that it's possible to create a more equitable and sustainable future, one farmer at a time.
One farmer at a time.
But what about the impact beyond Mfuyo itself?
Right.
One of the most valuable aspects of the Ashoka program is access to this global network of changemakers.
That's right. Imagine the possibilities of connecting with like-minded individuals from all over the world,
Yeah,
each with their own unique perspectives and experiences.
it's amazing.
It's a breeding ground for innovation and collaboration,
Yeah.
a space where they can share best practices,
Yeah.
learn from each other's successes and failures, and support each other's journeys.
Like a global support system for change makers.
Exactly. And that's where the real power of Ashoka lies.
Mm.
They're not just supporting individual organizations, they're building a movement.
Right.
A global ecosystem of social entrepreneurs who are working together to create a better world.
So after going through this really intensive program, what kind of impact did it have on Infuyo?
Well, they entered as this ambitious agri-fintech startup,
Okay.
and they emerged with a clear vision, sharper strategies,
Okay.
and a powerful network of fellow changemakers,
Yeah.
all fueled by that renewed commitment to the 3 Ps.
Right.
So they gained that deeper understanding of how to leverage technology
Yeah.
for financial inclusion in agriculture.
Okay.
They refined their approach to impact measurement and developed more robust business models.
Yeah.
And they learned to tell their story more effectively
Okay.
and engage with stakeholders in a more meaningful way.
And I think most importantly,
Yes.
they internalize that systems thinking approach
Right.
that allows them to address those challenges in a more holistic and sustainable way.
Absolutely. It's not just about providing loans. It's about creating a system where farmers can thrive, communities can prosper, and the environment is protected.
That's where the true power of social entrepreneurship lies.
Yes.
In its
Right.
ability to create that systemic change and address the root causes of problems.
And what's so inspiring about Infuyo is that they're not waiting for someone else to fix these problems.
Yes.
They're taking action, they're innovating, and they're building a better future for themselves and their communities.
And that's what makes their story so compelling.
Yeah.
It's a reminder that each of us has the power to make a difference no matter where we are or what field we're in.
Absolutely.
We'll dive deeper into Infuyo's journey and explore those wider implications of this growing movement of social entrepreneurship in the next part of our deep dive.
Sounds good. One of the things that really struck me about Infuyo's work is their deep understanding of the challenges
Yeah.
facing these smallholder farmers in Africa.
It's like they're not just developing solutions from afar,
Right.
They're right there on the ground, working side by side with these farmers.
Exactly. Jathy talks about how traditional financial institutions often overlook these farmers
Right.
because they lack formal credit histories or collateral.
So Infuyo is filling a very critical gap
Yes,
by creating this more inclusive financial system.
that's right. And they're doing it by leveraging technology in some really creative ways.
Okay, let's get specific.
Okay.
Can you give us some examples of those tech solutions that they're using?
Well, one of their core offerings is mobile banking.
Okay,
They've developed a platform that allows farmers to access financial services
got it.
right from their phones.
Wow.
Think about how transformative that is in areas with limited access to traditional banks.
Yeah, it's putting the power of finance directly into the hands of the farmers.
Exactly. No more long trips to the bank or dealing with complicated paperwork.
And it goes beyond just basic banking, right?
That's right.
They also offer those micro insurance products
Yes,
to protect farmers from things like drought or crop failure.
precisely.
So it's about providing a safety net, helping farmers manage those risks that are inherent in agriculture.
Exactly. And then there's the digital credit scoring system that we touched on earlier.
Right.
That's a real game changer.
Because it allows them to assess that creditworthiness using alternative data.
Yes,
Can you remind us how that works?
of course. So instead of relying on those traditional credit scores,
Right.
Infuyo looks at things like farm-size crop yields
Okay.
and even mobile phone usage patterns.
Okay.
They've developed these algorithms that can analyze this data
Wow.
to assess a farmer's financial behavior and predict their likelihood of repaying a loan.
It's like they're creating a whole new language of
Ah.
creditworthiness.
Exactly.
One that's based on the realities of smallholder farming.
And that's what's so innovative about their approach.
Right.
They're not just trying to fit farmers into an existing system. They're
Mhm.
building a system that works for them.
Now, Njathi also highlights how the Ashoka program helped Infuyo strengthen their approach
Yeah.
to impact measurement. Can you talk a bit more about why that's so important, the world of social entrepreneurship?
It's not enough to just have a good idea
Right.
or a compelling mission.
Right.
You need to be able to prove that your work is actually making a difference.
It's about accountability.
Exactly.
making sure that you're delivering
Yes.
on those promises to both your investors
Right.
and the communities you serve.
Exactly. And Infuyo takes this very seriously.
Okay.
They're tracking a wide range of metrics
Okay.
to understand the real impact of their work.
Can you give us some examples of what they're measuring?
Absolutely. They're looking at things like increases in farm productivity,
Okay.
improvements in household income,
Okay.
reductions in food insecurity.
Wow.
They're also gathering qualitative data through surveys and interviews
Got it.
to get a more nuanced understanding
Okay.
of the impact on families and communities.
So they're committed to using data to drive those decisions and ensure that their efforts are really aligned with their mission.
And that's what sets Imfruo apart.
Okay.
They're not just relying on intuition
Right.
or good intentions.
Right.
They're using data to learn and adapt
Okay.
and constantly improve their approach.
Now, we talked earlier about Infuyo's commitment
Right.
to the 3Ps: people, planet, and profit.
Yes.
Can you give us a specific example of how they're weaving all three of those
Sure.
into their work?
Let's take their work with sustainable farming practices.
Okay.
They've partnered with organizations that provide training and resources to help farmers adopt those environmentally friendly methods.
Got it.
And these methods not only benefit the planet, but also help farmers increase their yield
Right.
and reduce their costs.
Well, of course.
So you have a positive impact on people, planet, and profit,
Right. It's a win-win.
all at the same time.
It's a beautiful example of how those three elements
Yes.
can work together synergistically. Now, one thing that really struck me about Jathi's article
Yeah.
was the sense of community that permeates Infuyo's work.
Right.
It's not just about providing financial services.
Right.
It's about building relationships,
Yes.
empowering those entire communities.
That's right. Ninjathi talks about how they go beyond just offering products.
Okay.
They also create spaces for farmers to connect with each other, to share knowledge and support each other.
It's like they're building a movement,
Yes.
a network of farmers who are all working towards a common goal.
And that's what's so exciting about Infuyo's approach.
Yeah.
They're not just providing a service, they're creating a community.
Now, we know that Infuyo has benefited greatly
Yes.
from the Ashoka Visionary Program.
Of course.
But what about the impact of the program itself?
Right.
How does Ashoka contribute to this broader movement of social entrepreneurship?
Ashoka plays a crucial role in identifying and supporting these changemakers.
Good.
They provide a platform for them to connect with each other, to learn from experts. Got it.
And to access resources that can help them scale their impact.
So it's like they're creating this ecosystem for social innovation.
Exactly. And this is so important because these social entrepreneurs are often working on really complex challenges that require collaboration and support.
Ninjathi talks about how valuable it was to be a part of a cohort
Yes.
of like-minded individuals from across Africa.
That peer learning aspect is so powerful.
Right.
It allows them to share challenges, brainstorm solutions,
Okay.
and support each other through those ups and downs of the entrepreneurial journey.
And it's not just about learning from each other, right?
Right.
It's about building a network of allies and collaborators.
Precisely. They're creating a community of change makers who are all working towards a common goal,
Yeah.
a more just and sustainable world.
It's like Ashoka is planting seeds of change
Yeah,
all over the world.
that's a great way to put it.
And Infuyo is a testament to the incredible impact
Yes.
that can blossom from those seeds.
And their story is just one of many.
Right. Ashoka has supported thousands of social entrepreneurs
Wow.
who are tackling a wide range of challenges from poverty and inequality to climate change and education.
So it's a reminder that even small organizations,
Right.
purpose-driven organizations,
Yes.
can have a really profound impact on the world.
Absolutely.
Now, as we wrap up this part of our deep dive, I think it's important to circle back to the listener
Okay.
and talk about those broader implications
Yes, yeah.
of Infuyo's story.
What's so compelling about their journey is that it shows us what's possible.
Yeah.
When we combine innovation, technology,
Yeah.
and that deep commitment to social impact.
They're not just talking about change.
Right.
They're making it happen.
Exactly. And their story is an invitation for all of us
Okay.
to think about how we can apply these principles in our own life and work.
Whether we're entrepreneurs,
Right.
investors, or simply engaged citizens,
Yes,
we can all learn from Infuyo's example
absolutely.
and find ways to contribute to a more equitable and sustainable future.
Now, in the final part of our deep dive,
Okay.
we'll explore those ripple effects of Infuyo's work
Okay.
and the broader implications of this growing movement of social entrepreneurship.
You know, I think what stood out most to me in the article by Njathi
Yeah.
was the excitement that he had about
Mm-hmm.
being a part of this global Ashoka network.
Yeah. It's like they tapped into this amazing
Yeah.
source of inspiration and support,
Right.
connecting with change makers from around the world,
Yeah.
people facing similar challenges,
Right.
all with that shared drive to really make a difference.
I bet the energy at these Ashoka gatherings must be.
It's incredible. It's like
Yeah.
a global summit of social innovation.
Wow.
You've got people from all walks of life
Yeah.
coming together to share ideas, brainstorm solutions,
Yeah.
and just challenge each other to think bigger and bolder.
And Jyoti specifically mentions being inspired by a fellow participant
Yes.
from India
Right.
and their approach to sustainable farming.
Yeah,
And it really highlights that power of cross-cultural exchange
absolutely.
and, how much we can learn from each other's experiences.
It's a reminder that innovation can come from anywhere.
Yes.
And that sometimes the best solutions are found in the most unexpected places.
So it's like they're creating this global knowledge bank
Yeah,
of social impact strategies,
exactly.
each one tailored to the unique context
Yeah.
of, a particular community or region.
Precisely. And that cross-pollination of ideas is so crucial
Yeah.
for driving progress and making sure that those solutions are truly sustainable
Right.
and culturally relevant.
So it's not just about networking in the traditional sense. It's about really building this global community of practice.
Exactly. A
Yeah.
space where social entrepreneurs can learn from each other, support each other,
Right.
and amplify each other's impact.
Now, beyond the inspiration and the connections, what are some of the more tangible ways
Yeah.
that this global Ashoka network actually supports its fellows?
Well, they provide access to a wealth of resources.
Oh,
Funding opportunities, mentorship programs, training workshops.
wow.
They also connect fellows with potential partners and collaborators.
That's amazing.
It's really like a comprehensive support system designed to help these social entrepreneurs thrive.
So it's not just about, giving them a pat on the back and saying good luck.
Right.
It's about providing that ongoing support and guidance
Yeah.
to help them navigate what can often be a very complex world of social impact.
Ashoka understands that creating lasting change
Yes.
requires more than just a good idea.
Right.
It requires a supportive ecosystem,
Of course.
access to resources, and that community of like-minded individuals.
Now, thinking beyond Imfuyu and Ashoka,
Yeah.
what are some of the broader implications of this growing movement
Oh, okay.
of social entrepreneurship?
Well, for one thing, it's challenging the traditional notions of business and philanthropy.
Okay.
It's blurring the lines between profit and purpose, demonstrating that it's possible to do well while also doing good.
Yeah, it's like they're rewriting the rules of the game a little bit,
Exactly.
showing us that it's not this either-or proposition.
Right.
We can create a world where businesses are both financially successful
Yeah,
and socially responsible.
exactly. And it's not just about changing the way businesses operate.
Right.
It's about empowering individuals
Okay.
to take ownership of the challenges facing their communities
Yes.
and to create solutions that are both sustainable and impactful.
It's like they're igniting this spark of social innovation,
Yeah.
inspiring people to think differently about how we address problems and to see themselves as agents of change.
And that's what's so exciting about this movement.
Yeah.
It's not just about a few isolated individuals making a difference.
Right.
It's about creating that ripple effect that can transform entire systems.
So Imfuyu's story is really just the tip of the iceberg.
Exactly. It's a glimpse into a much larger movement that's gaining momentum all over the world.
Oh.
A movement that's challenging the status quo and creating a more just and equitable future.
Their journey is really a testament to the power of innovation collaboration and a deep commitment to creating positive change.
And it's a story that should inspire all of us to think about those challenges that we see in our own communities.
Right.
And to ask ourselves, what can I do to make a difference?
And remember, you don't have to be a CEO or an Ashoka Fellow
Right.
to make an impact.
Exactly.
Every act of kindness, every innovative solution, every story shared can contribute to a better world.
So let Infrio's story be a call to action.
Yes.
A reminder that we all have the power to create change and that together we can build a future where people, planet, and profit are no longer at odds, but rather work in harmony to create a thriving and sustainable world.
Well, thank you for joining us for this deep dive
Yeah.
into the inspiring world of Imfuyu.